Alrighty, in this lesson, I'm going to do some derivatives that are not very familiar. We haven't gone over that much. But for right now, I'll go ahead and do this warm-up. Pause the video and try them out. So first, let's talk about the first and second one. They're just power rule ones. So you take the 4, bring it up front, you get negative 8x to the third. You take the 2 up front, you get negative 6x, and then this becomes negative 3. For this one, I did a little bit of mental math. I might have messed up right here, I don't know. But you will tell me. So 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Now, this radical 3 means to the 1/3 power. So you multiply by 1/3, which gives you 2 over 3. And then 1/3 minus 1 is negative 2/3. For the same reason, I got this. 1/5 times put up front is 1/5. X to the negative 1/5 minus 1, which is, or to the 1/5 minus 1. I know why I said negative. Now, further things that you can do is take these things to the bottom, essentially giving you 2 all over 3 times, and then cube root of x squared. And over here would be 1 over, and then 5 times 5th root of x to the 4th. Alrighty, now the more interesting ones are right here, because they require you to use chain rule. So let's zoom in, just kidding. Alrighty, so let's use blue, because blue is where the magic is. So x to the 4th is 4, and then x cubed. So we leave the inside the same. But then we multiply, let's use a different color, by the derivative of the inside, which is 3x squared minus 5. And that's your derivative. Now you can go further. You can actually do binomial theorem to take care of this guy, FOIL it out, and then multiply by that. But that's a lot of work, and I'm honestly not going to do that. I'm not going to expect you to do that either. Same thing here. So we're going to have x to the 5th to worry about. So x to the 5th is 5x to the 4th. And inside we're going to keep the same. X squared plus 4x plus 6. And we multiply by the derivative of the, I'm just going to write it down here. Let's erase that. Oh, okay, that's not erase. Erase. Alrighty, my pen got dirty. 2x squared, 2x plus 4. Okay, that parentheses was way too big. So that would be your derivative for that one. Move on. For this example right here, we have a radical that becomes to the 1/2 power, so move that to the front, leave the inside the same, and multiply by the derivative of the inside. And because we have a negative power, you can move that to the denominator, giving you this good stuff right there. By the way, that's in the denominator as well, the 2. That's 1. Alrighty, and then for right here, we have a cosine of the outside function, which is negative sign. Leave the inside the same, and then multiply by the derivative of the inside, which is 6x. Giving you a final thing of negative 6x sine of 3x squared. Now, I want to do another one that's kind of similar. We have sine cubed of the inside function. So that's you pretty much have x to the 3rd to worry about first. So move that 3rd power to the outside, give you a square, and leave the inside the same. Now, over here, this is a different color, we have an outside function of sine, and an inside up function of 2x to the 3rd, 2x plus 3. So the derivative of sine is cosine, boom, leave the inside the same. And then, now we can take the derivative of the inside, which is 2. And then you end up with this. So that's the chain rule within the chain rule. We kind of talked about that yesterday as well. Now I want to create like a crazy problem. And something that has to do with logs. I'm going to talk about natural logs first. So if you had like a natural log of, let's say, sine and then cosine of x squared. How many chain rules does that take? So go ahead and pause the video and count that out. So, we're going to work ourselves from the outside in. So the first thing, what's the derivative of natural log? The derivative of natural log is 1 over x. So natural log of x, its derivative, I'm going to write that in blue, is 1 over x. So, the natural log, actually I believe it's the absolute value, you know? It's one of those things that you have to memorize. But I think it's absolute value. I'm not sure. I could easily pause the video and double check. Will I do that? Of course not. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and do the derivative. Leave the inside the same. So sine of cosine of x squared. Now, what we have to do is multiply by the derivative of the inside, and the derivative of the inside, if you remember, was sine of blah, blah, blah. So derivative of the inside would be cosine. So multiply by cosine of, and then leave the inside the same, cosine of x squared. But we have an inside function here as well. So we multiply by, I'm going to go ahead and just start a new line, multiply by, and the inside function will be cosine and then of blah, blah, blah. And the derivative of cosine is negative sine of x squared. But that has a chain rule as well. This is fun. This is really amazing. The inside function, the derivative, will be 2x. Alrighty, and then we're done. That is our chain rule. It is a very fun little thing. We have we first did this derivative, which is 1 over this derivative, which is cosine, this derivative, which is negative sine, and this derivative, which is 2x. And that's pretty much how that works. Alrighty, you can obviously simplify this, probably move the sign to the top. We have other things that can be done. Alright, yeah, there's not much you can do to make this look pretty. Hopefully you liked the video. Go ahead and learn well. I hope that this was a good experience for you. Now, logs work the same way, except logs have different bases. And that derivative involves having the base over something. It's really one of those derivatives you have to remember. But they're also easy to look up. Alrighty. Talk to you guys later.